Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about what attributes get boosted by each takeover. So we got Playmaker, Shot Creator, Sharp, Slash, Glass Cleaner, Post, Rim, and Lock. We're going to break down all 8 of these and tell you which ratings get boosted in which area. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this video to 2,000 likes in the first 24 hours. It's 2K release day. This thing should go crazy. I'm here to help you guys make your build on day 1. If you're watching this later in the year, this should still apply and nothing should have changed by this point. But anyway, we're gonna get straight into this. So if this is your first time seeing a video like this, because I did this last year, you're probably intimidated by this title, you're intimidated by the intro, you're like, how the heck does all this stuff work? So you're gonna see on the court is 8 different takeovers. We got Shot on the left, Rim, Glass, Slash, Post, Sharp, Playmaker, and then Lock. So we got all of them, alright? So all of these attributes have either a 0 or a 5 once they achieve their certain takeover rating. So every single attribute that I set is at 50 or 70. The only reason I set certain things to 70 is so that they actually get the applicable takeover. So for instance, I wanted the lockdown to have 70 steal and 70 perimeter D just so that he would actually have lock takeover in the game. If I just gave them all 50 everything, then nobody has a different takeover. They're all going to have the same exact takeover as, you know, each other. So to make this easier on your brain, this is how it's going to work. Every attribute is either going to end in a 0 or a 5. The ones that are being ended in zeros will be boosted by 10. Anything that ends in a 5 is being boosted by 5. So I'm going to go ahead and make all their takeovers pop on and show you guys the differences made. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is a lot of work that gets put into this for creating the players and putting all their like attributes and badges and whatnot on, and then just bringing this to you in the first place, edit, record it. So if y'all could show some love, don't skip the video too much, drop a like, all that good stuff, give me some feedback, let me know what archetype yours is or what takeover you picked. Nonetheless, we're gonna get straight to this. And while we're at it, we're gonna go ahead and give a little progress update. So some of these people are heating up. You can see their takeover is at a different level, and some of the other people on the other team are cold. We're gonna go back to the lock takeover and show you guys what this is looking like when you're cold. So you're gonna see all your attributes are gonna get decreased by 7. On the dot, literally 7. So everything's gonna end in a 3 pretty much, right? So to explain to y'all how this is gonna work, like I said, every attribute was either at 70 or 50. Do the simple math. A 0 going down to 3 equals -7, right? I mean, hopefully y'all can understand that. Anyway, my whole point is, when you are cold, no matter what your archetype is, everything goes down by 7, just to let y'all know. So as if this wasn't already complicated enough, now it's gonna get even more complicated. So not only will your attributes get boosted all the way once you reach takeover, but on your way to getting takeover, some of them get boosted slightly. So another thing I want to explain too is that with Shot Creator takeover, driving layup is one of the things that get boosted by 10. However, standing dunk, as you can see, is one of the things that get boosted by 5. You're on your way to getting your takeover, so this driving layup rating going to 53 instead of 52 is one of the reasons. Same with mid-range, that's one of the things that gets boosted. However, close shot and three-pointer aren't. Now, I know this is super complicated. Then you're going to see sharp takeover. Things are going up by 3 that don't even belong. Pretty much, this guy has higher takeover meter than the Shot Creator one does. So you're going to see things like three-pointer are going to be at 74 and mid-range, but then close shot is 53. So for the sharp takeover, three-pointer and mid-range are the ones getting boosted. This is very premature. I probably shouldn't show y'all this in the first place because it's going to confuse you, but I just wanted to show you guys there's different levels to takeover boosting your attributes. Playmaker dude, he's just really low on his takeover. Slasher, you know, about the same level. So Playmaker's going up by 1, Slash by 2, Sharp by 3, and Shot by 2. So like I said, I know this is all super complicated. You're looking at all these attributes and you're like, what the heck is going on? So on the other team, the whole team is starting to go a little bit cold. So they're at 49. All their attributes are getting, like, you know, downgraded by 1. Like I said, Post and Lock are actually cold fully, so they're going down by 7. And then Glass Cleaner is on his way to being cold as well, and he's down by 4. So anyway, now I'm going to show you guys what the full takeovers look like, and we're going to go one by one. We're going to start with the guards. We're going to go Play, Sharp, Shot, and then Slash, and then we'll work up to the big men after that. Alright, so as you can see, like I said, we're going to start with the backcourt first. We got Playmaker, Shot Creator, Sharp, and Slash. We're going to break all these down, then we'll go to the big. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. We're going to just flat out not make any cuts and just show you the adjustment that we're talking right here. So for Playmaker, you're going to get plus 10 on driving layup. I'm only going to point out the plus 10s because anything other than that is plus 5. So like I said, anything that ends in a 5 is being boosted by 5. Anything that ends in a 0 is being boosted by 10. Or at the rare occurrence, it's going to be 0, but that's not really, I'll point those out. So we got pass accuracy, ball handling, speed with ball, pass IQ, pass vision. Obviously, these don't matter too much. I think every single build gets offensive consistency by 10. I'm not positive on that yet. So with this playmaker takeover, I want y'all to keep in mind, like I said, it boosts the ball handling and speed with ball by 10, but when it comes to actual speed, it only boosts by 5. Now, it figures I start with the accident of all these players. So the acceleration rating is the one thing that I messed up on, specifically just this playmaker. When it comes to all the other archetypes or anything like that, every attribute is perfectly correct, but just know acceleration also only gets boosted by 5. So that is a very weird thing when it comes to this playmaker takeover. Last year it did boost speed and acceleration, but this year it doesn't. So they definitely made changes when it comes to the takeover. That's good to know, because honestly, I went into this expecting that it was going to be the exact same thing as last year, but it's a nice surprise that it's not. Anyway, again, I just want to clarify, I messed up the rating of what I put for this acceleration, and I just want to clarify it's only being boosted by 5. Other than that, everything is pretty much on par. Like I said, there's certain attributes on all these players that don't get boosted with takeover. So stamina, intangibles, potential, obviously durability I didn't change to fit the perfect mold, but anyway, y'all get the deal. So just an overview on the playmaker takeover. You get offensive consistency, pass vision, pass IQ, which really don't mean anything, speed with ball, ball handling, pass accuracy, and then you get the driving layup as well. So just keep in mind those are the things that are being boosted by 10. Overall, I feel like this playmaker takeover is kind of an L when it comes to the attributes being boosted. Now, granted, I want y'all to keep in mind whether I say like these things are an L or a W when it comes to the attributes being boosted, the ability that you get from the takeover may be completely different. For all I know, playmaker takeover might be snapping ankles this year like crazy. Alright, so for the shot creator takeover, the only notable things that are worth mentioning with the shot takeover are going to be driving layup, mid-range, and ball handling, I believe. After that, I don't think it's too effective, but we're going to go ahead and just run through this. So, like I said, anything that ends in a 0 being boosted by 10, anything with a 5 is being boosted by 5. So we got driving, layup. I'm just going to point out the notable ones. And to explain ratings like this, I upgraded close shot because I thought this would be something that was getting boosted, but flat out, I don't want to confuse you guys. If it's a 5, it's not being boosted by 10. If it is a 0, it's being boosted by 10. So we got the driving layup, mid-range, and then we got ball handling as well. Like I said, these are pretty much the only notable ones. Shot IQ, not really worth mentioning. Things like, you know, offensive consistency, every build gets it, I'm pretty sure. And after that, it really gets nothing. The shot creator takeover literally gets nothing. So honestly, I can already foresee this. The guard ones are going to be a pretty much L when it comes to a lot of things being boosted, but they are pretty useful attributes. So things like ball handling, driving layup, and mid-range, or for the sharp takeover, it gets three-pointer and mid-range. That's pretty effective. It's actually very useful. However, the variety and like the amount of attributes that are getting boosted, you're going to notice these guard ones are definitely an L. So speaking of the sharp take, just like last year, the only things that are getting boosted on this are going to be mid-range and three-pointer. So you're going to see these are both getting boosted by 10. This is the only build that gets plus 10 three-pointer though on the takeover, so just keep that in mind. After that, like I said, the only notable things are like shot IQ and things like that, offensive consistency like every build gets, like I said. So I'm just going to mention the key ones that don't get boosted by every single takeover. So while sharp takeover only has mid-range and three-pointer being boosted by 10, keep in mind what I mentioned earlier in the video with like the halfway takeover, where pretty much if you're progressively gaining your takeover meter, your 3-point rating will be going up higher than other attributes on you. So pretty much like say if you're halfway to takeover, your 3-pointer is going to be going up more than your close shot. It's as simple as that. Same with obviously pick your takeover dependent on what you're going to do. Don't pick it just because it's better. Don't pick slash takeover just because it gives you speed and then you're going to be spotting up in the corner. It makes no sense to do that. All right. So moving along to slash takeover, like I said, this thing is ridiculous. So driving layup, standing dunk, driving dunk, close shot all get boosted. Ball handling is also going to get boosted as well. So then you got speed with ball. Yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty dominant. It was last year as well, and you can see offensive consistency, like I said, going up for everything. So now let's go to the speed and then the strength as well and vertical. So the only physical attribute of these four right here that aren't getting boosted by 10 is going to be acceleration. Now, keep in mind too, slash takeover is massive when it comes to being a ball handler if you're able to dunk, because here's how it works pretty much. Speed boosting is also dependent on speed. Yes, it also depends on ball handling, but speed is also very important when it comes to your dribbling game. And to be able to get things like speed boosted in comparison to playmaker and shot creator takeover, I mean, it's really like unbalanced. 2K shouldn't have done this in the first place. Playmaker and shot creator both should have got speed boost as well, like when it comes to the plus 10 is what I'm saying. But it didn't, so just keep in mind, slash and lock takeover are the only two takeovers that will give you speed in 2K21. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, this is a really good takeover. The physicals that get boosted is through the roof. I mean, it's real nice. And then on top of that, it's just a lot of things that come to the whole like drive game, obviously. So I mean, anything to do with the drive game. You got the close shot, driving dunk, standing dunk, driving layup. I mean, it's all over the place. So anyway, we're going to switch over to the bigs now. I got to go apply all their takeovers, so we're going to make that switch real quick. All right, yo, so with this one, I got to be careful with all the cinematics. You can see Post is really close to losing his takeover. But for instance, that'd be a good example to show you guys that even if your takeover is winding down and you're losing the time on it, it doesn't actually deteriorate anything. So we're going to start with Post takeover first. You can see you don't get anything with the driving dunk, you know, standing dunk, etc. But you do get close shot. Now, this one is very interesting from last year. I'm going to see if it's the same as this year. So we got post hook, post fade, and post move. That's pretty obvious. Now, last year, it was interior defense that got boosted as well. And as you can see, it is still a thing. So really, really weird that post takeover gets interior D. But I guess for like the tall, like big dudes, it makes sense. And that's even more reason why these things are so dominant in the 1v1 court, especially against slashers, because they just be so tall. And I mean, when post takeover activates, not only are they better on offense, but defense as well. So again, just keep in mind, you have the interior D boost. I don't think it gets anything else in particular, but takeover for the post is actually not too bad as far as the number of things you get. And obviously we know the function of it is super dominant. And I can't guarantee that's a thing this year. So I am speaking in like, you know, past tense as far as like other games. But I mean, it's just a fact. Post takeover on 1v1 or 2v2, it's going to be super dominant. Obviously, post scores don't fit into 3v3 too well, but nonetheless, you guys get the deal. Post hook, post fade, post moves, interior defense, and then close shot. That's pretty much the synopsis of what you're getting from post take. So another underwhelming one right here is probably rim takeover. You would think you even get things like pass perception, but you don't. So you get close shot, that is one thing. However, nothing else when it comes to the offensive end besides obviously, you know, offensive consistency and whatnot. But then you go down to interior defense and block. Those are pretty much givens. You already know with rim takeover, you're going to be getting things like that. You don't get defensive or offensive rebound. You don't get lateral quickness. You don't get pass perception. So like I said, a little bit kind of, I would say, disappointing takeover. You don't get any physical boosts either. So when it comes to this or glass cleaner, I would say I think glass is better. You're going to see some of the physicals that glass gets as well. So we'll just go ahead and skip to that. All right, so for glass take, pretty much the same as rim as far as the offense goes. You get close shot, nothing else really. We'll just go through this kind of slow so y'all can see for yourself, but +5 is everything. And that is kind of cool now that you like really think about it, that every takeover gets at least +5 everything. That is pretty nice. There's no like, you know, extreme lacking in a certain attribute being boosted depending on your takeover, but the +10s are definitely what sticks out. So we got offensive rebound, defensive rebound. That's kind of a given with glass takeover. However, you do get vertical and strength boosted on this glass take. So when it comes to this versus rim, if you're an inside big like a pure red, I would say glass take is definitely better of the two. But y'all wait, we saved the best for last, all right? So lock takeover. This and slash takeover are definitely the best ones when it comes to the attributes being boosted. Now, whether they're the best ability, like they give you the best animations for the takeover being on, that is to be debated. All right, I haven't played the game yet. I don't know. I'm just showing you guys the facts. I'm just showing you what I can see right now. And you don't get close shot in comparison to the rim takeover, so just keep that in mind. But who really cares? And honestly, I probably failed to mention this with the rim and glass takeover, but lock does not get offensive consistency. So for all I know, it was probably like that for the rim and glass as well. Post probably still gets offensive consistency, I would bet. But anyway, perimeter D, steal. We're going to have lateral quickness as well. So then for the physicals, lock gets speed, acceleration, and strength, but not vertical. So for the slasher gets speed, strength, and vertical, but doesn't get acceleration. So take it how you want it. I would say slash takeover overall is probably the best one when it comes to attributes. I do think lock takeover just in general though is probably the best takeover in the game, and I picked it personally for my pure lock as well. Had the choice between slash and lock, but I just feel like lock is so useful. I mean, it's just a given. You gotta play defense in 2K. It's just known. All right. So anyway, that's all for the video. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoy. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Like I said earlier in the video, let's try to get this to 2K likes in the first 24 hours. 2K release date, we should be going crazy. Just an FYI, my next video is going to be breaking down the jump shot speed of every single height for every build. So I know that sounds a little complicated. I'll probably find a better way to title it. But pretty much, I'm going to be testing everything out from 6'1" all the way up to 7'3" and see which jump shots have accelerated rates. As far as like, for instance, there's always a cutoff every year for the bigs. 6'10" is usually what it is, and you know, where pretty much they have a slower jump shot than a 6'9" build. So by that nature, if you were rim sharp, you probably want to make your build 6'9", so you have the fastest jump shot you possibly can. Same with guards, it's usually around like 6'4" to 6'3", something like that. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you made it to the end of this video, put takeover in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. And like I said, if we can drop a like, hopefully y'all watched all the way through because this is very big for this video's performance. So anyway, on that, take it easy, man. Peace.